Before we get into the meat of other stuff, an announcement. Every year at this time, we get to make this one. This is year 20 of the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show holiday break-ins.
It is.
I was 99% sure.
I know.
But the pause was my eyes checking with Steve for confirmation.
Yeah.
Because I think I've said year 20 4 years in a row. So I knew we'd get there. But it is year 20 of the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show holiday break-ins. Now, what is this if you're new listening to the show? Starting right now, you can go to freebeerandhotwings.com, and you can nominate people who could use a helping hand, need a little traction in their life, whatever, just can't continue to make ends meet. Maybe they've fallen on hard times for whatever reason. Who knows why they've fallen on hard times? Maybe someone has been sick. Someone has left a relationship and is no longer doing their parental duties, lost a job unexpectedly. There could be a billion different things.
Yes.
Often it's a combination of these things. And so often it's been humbling over the years to learn that more often than not, the people that are getting nominated by their friends, by their coworkers, by their church members, and other things are also some of the most giving people that there are, even though they themselves often don't have two nickels to rub together.
Yep, it's almost always the case.
So then what will happen is on December 23rd, that morning, and then also the rest of the day and some before that, but that morning will be all holiday break-ins. Us breaking into families' homes with the help of their accomplice who nominated them and leaving behind holiday surprises that will help them get through the hard times as best we can, and some fun things, necessities and fun. And that can be a lot of different things. It's been a car. It's been a tombstone for someone who had passed that wasn't going to have the proper memorial. It's almost always food and warm clothes. Sometimes it's appliances. Sometimes it's
been a front door. It's been lot rent for a mobile home before.
Furniture.
a ramp for someone who was not able to walk upstairs.
Socks.
Socks.
Yeah, every
Basics.
situation is
Winter
different.
coats.
And so, whenever we find the nominees that we're going to do, we just sort of try to figure out what they need and how best to accomplish that. And it's an amazing day.
We will share their stories. We'll change their names and some of the children's ages or whatever, so to keep them. We don't want to air someone else's laundry.
No, we want to keep it fully anonymous, but just to get the gist across.
And then we'll get in and out like Santa Claus. No leaving behind a note. No Free Beer and Hot Wings holiday break-in, surprise, nothing like that.
We're not taking the TV news station with us or anything.
It is meant to be just for good. But we can't do it without your nominations. So you go to freebeerandhotwings.com. Steven, how does that work?
Yeah, if you go to freebeerandhotwings.com, right at the top of our homepage, you'll see a big banner that says Holiday Break-In. All you have to do is click on that banner. There's a brief description of what the break-in is, and then down at the bottom of the page, it says Submit Your Nominations. So you fill out all of your info. You fill out all of the person who you are nominating, fill out all of their info. And then in the there's a box that says, what's the story? You need to give us as much detail as possible about this person, because this is how we're basing the selections.
Mm-hmm.
The more description that you give us, the more details that you can give us, the better.
Right.
You really need to paint the picture for us. The most important part of this whole nomination process, there's one drop-down category that says, where do you listen to the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show? Click on that drop-down menu. You have to pick the selection. You have to pick the radio station that you listen to the show on, because based on the station you select, that submission will then get directed to a radio station. So if you listen in Portland, Maine, be sure to pick the station that we're on in Portland, Maine, Rock 106.3. Because if you don't pick that, it's going to end up going to the wrong station, and that doesn't help.
Right.
I'm sorry,
The people in
106.3 The Bone.
The people in Portland, Maine will not be able to do a break-in for somebody in Wyoming.
Yeah. So that's very, very
It would
important.
be hard, yeah.
I mean, they could if they'd get off their asses.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
I'm
what the hell?
Do
I'm
something.
sure you mentioned this too, but just to reiterate, if it has been said, if you are the one nominating, you're our go-to. You are our person.
We're
who
gonna need
helps.
you.
So if you're nominating for a station in Portland, like Steve said, make sure you use that drop down to make sure it's going to the right station. But also, whoever that is at that station that you're working with, if it's not directly one of us, if it's at one of the other radio stations, you've got to be there for them. You've got to be able to say, hey, these are the sizes, or if there are questions, or when you want to do the break-in and things like that. It is so important to have somebody who knows, like, you're going to have to be there to help in some ways versus here you go, here's everything you need. And then you fall radio silent.
Yeah.
We can't, it's so much, it always works out so much better when the
Mhm.
person's involved.
Yeah,
Yep.
you're truly an accomplice.
Yeah, really.
we need you.
So you can do all of that. Again, it's at freebeerandhotwings.com, and it is right at the top of the homepage, Holiday Break.